Welcome to Humankind, the video series by Momentor, connection tools and techniques for humankind.
I love how you said can of corn. That's a whole nother can of corn. That might be our opening. That's a whole nother can of corn.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, welcome to Humankind video series by Momentor. I'm Heather McElroy, and my guest today is Raphael Basisa II, videographer extraordinaire and son, caretaker, friend to many, a creative soul, and a brand storyteller. So, and also a native Charlottean, which is super rare.
Oh yeah,
so.
unicorn.
Yes,
I took my horn off. I took it off and put it over there. Yes, I'll put it back on when we're done.
So welcome so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm humbled.
Yeah, thank you for
Very
being
humbled.
here.
Thank you for having me.
And share a little more about you and about where you grew up in Charlotte.
I grew up here my whole life, the part that counts anyway. I graduated from East Mecklenburg High School, and as far as where I lived in Charlotte, we lived all over. So I think I've touched just about every part of Charlotte that you can actually touch. And I've seen Charlotte grow. The growth that I'm seeing now is starting to bother me a little bit. So I want out. You know, I want to go.
Move out further.
Yeah, let me get to the country with a couple acres and some cows. And I think I'll be okay.
What goats? You
Yeah,
know,
and some goats, some chickens, and maybe a llama or emu, something like that. You know? Who knows?
All right, awesome.
And I'm a photographer, videographer. My company is Flawless Capture Photography and Productions, utilizing the story behind the brand. So the person and the why, the passion for why the business started, a way to separate yourself. And I wasn't separating myself. I was just another person pushing a button on the camera. And I had to look for a means that was purposeful and that would be impactful and that would allow me to help others, which is, I think, my purpose in life. So I started brand storytelling and helping businesses connect with their potential clients on just another level besides this is my business, pay me money. So
Fantastic.
that's what I've been doing.
And you've been, how long have you been in business or entrepreneurial?
Well over a decade.
Oh my goodness.
Going on 14 years. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Long time.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. And please share a little bit about an impactful moment. Question number one. An impactful moment in your life that has really brought about some epiphanies and really kind of changed a trajectory or been an important part of your journey.
So the one impactful moment that stands out to me specifically is the day my football career ended. So I was a football player most of my life. I started in high school, went on to college, played in college.
What position?
So I was offensive lineman, I was offensive tackle, so I blocked for the quarterback. I don't know how much you know about football.
Sure, lots of people do.
Just a little tidbit.
Football fans out there.
And so I played in high school, played in college. I tried for the NFL and it didn't work out. And then that was kind of like the bomb drop moment for me. I don't know if well, I guess this will roll into the second question. What are the epiphanies?
Yeah.
The epiphanies that I received from that shift in my life basically was I didn't know who I was. I had no clue who I was.
Other than a football player.
Yeah, like that was, and exactly that was my identity. So being an athlete, I'm a football player. That's what I am. Now I don't have that anymore. So what now? I was ahead in space for a long time because I was just having to figure out who I was and even down to just like major things in like my personality and my development as a person, but also just little things like understanding that when for the longest time I didn't like to read, and I thought, oh man, I hate reading. Well, it was just two things. One, I didn't have the discipline to sit down and read a book, but then two, I need no distractions, like no music, No TV, no conversation. I need to focus in.
I had the same thing.
Yeah.
Any kind of auxiliary noise, I can't focus.
Yeah, and I had no clue. So going through my whole academic career, like not wanting to read, and that whole detrimental part of how that affected me. Now I understand. I'm in college now, figuring this out. But it's like, okay, like now I'm starting to really figure out. Okay, that's a minuscule part of it, but then moving into the bigger parts, like understanding that I was insecure, I had real low self-esteem, I had no self-confidence. It's just a lot, and me losing this beacon
identity,
or whatever,
right.
losing that,
Right.
it made me have to do a lot of self-analysis, and in doing that self-analysis, I found out a lot of stuff that like. I never really even paid attention to till now. It's like, okay, now I have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And then losing that, and then going into being a business owner, which a whole nother can of corn, as we say. Can of corn,
I
whole
love your
nother can of
analogy,
corn.
can of corn.
And yeah, so I mean that was just like the biggest epiphanies that I
So
had.
some of your epiphanies actually led you to finish your degree,
finish
and
degree,
share a
get
little
the-
more about like where you took those epiphanies.
Oh, okay. So I graduated from Elizabeth City State University, which is a HBCU, or historically black college or university. It's in North Carolina, right on the coast, about 45 minutes from the Virginia border.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
Go to college by the coast.
Graduating with my bachelor's degree in graphic design, which photography was part of the curriculum. My master's degree in education, and that was a whole journey unto itself, because I've always been kind of a teacher / wise counsel in a way, and was actually being able to formulate how I could utilize kind of my natural inclination to want to help and teach people, and utilize that to kind of spur me forward in life, I guess, a little bit. That was like the biggest thing.
How do you connect with people when you are out in the world? What's your favorite way?
The best means that I find to connect with people is one, genuinely having an interest in that person, learning their stories. I love learning. I think that's part of me being a history buff, is learning people's stories, like how they ended up at their present situation. And then two, I'm a servant at heart, so I like to serve. I do my best to try to serve in whatever capacity might be needed at that moment, and just being a helping hand. Being a friendly ear. A lot of times I end up taking on a lot of heavy burdens, because I pride myself on being a good confidant and a wise counsel for someone. Like, I may not have the exact answer, but I'll at least try to lead you in a way that's righteous, down a righteous path. So yeah, that's the best way that I find to connect with, try to impact people in a positive way. That's all.
Nice, awesome. Is there question number 4?
Okay.
You don't have to answer this one if you don't want to. If there's nothing that comes up for you, and I love to share when I find something new in the world. So is there anything new right now for you, or anything that you just are really embracing or enjoying? It can be a product, a TV show, whatever, a movie.
I'm more embracing the freedom. I'm slowly but surely pulling away from corporate America, and just having that freedom of schedule, having the freedom to go out and meet people, having the freedom to leave a lasting impact, and not have to worry about oh my goodness, am I going to be able to pay my bills this month? Oh yeah, that's the thing that I'm embracing right now. Just embracing that freedom and having that ability to really expand my horizons as far as the people that I'm meeting, the things that I'm doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is there a value that you are embracing in that?
Not so much a value, just learning to enjoy each day. For a long time, it was just when you're in the hustle and bustle, you kind of lose yourself in that hustle and bustle, and putting yourself in a situation where on a day like this, you kind of just look past it. It's like, oh, it's just another day. Oh, it's beautiful. The sky is blue.
Yes. And
There's
we
no
can
clouds.
sit outside and
sit
have
outside.
a conversation.
Yeah, the leaves are changing. The leaves are changing. The wind's blowing, and I think that's like the thing that I'm really finding that I enjoy. Just the small things, embracing the small things.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's so important. I just finished editing an interview yesterday. I launched it, and with my roommate when I first moved to Charlotte, and that was her thing too. Like, I'm learning to just appreciate the small things and the moments of life, and you know, when we do stop and smell the roses or open that can of corn.
Yeah, pop it open, pour it out.
That can of corn. You know, we get to experience it and be in it. Very much so.
I mean, and finding purpose, you know, being able to follow a purposeful path is important as well, because a lot of times, you know, you get, like you say, get caught up in so many different things that really don't matter at the end of the day. I mean, like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine's mother, and she had a heart attack a few years ago. And I was speaking to her right after it happened. Kind of jokingly asked her, I was like, well, did your life flash before your eyes? And she said, yeah, but it was all the regrets that she had, all the things she didn't do, all the places that she'd never been, all the things she didn't see. And I was like, well, it was, I guess, kind of another epiphany that I had off of that was, you know, if it doesn't matter that second you grab your chest and you feel that pain, if it doesn't matter at that point, I don't really think it matters at all. It's just, you know, kind of society forces you to care about certain things. But when your life's on the line,
if we accept that,
right.
If we decide we're going to let society decide what's important to us. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just in a group meeting talking about Jimmy Buffett too, and you know, that same thing. The more that I read about him, and the more that I look back, like, on the impacts and the people that are sharing the impacts that he had, the more it just is another reminder of how, you know, life is short and can be amazing and beautiful if we are open to letting it be, and, you know, not punishing ourselves or coming, you know, into the world with a anger in our hearts and stress. Stress. Just as bad. So as humankind, we each travel a unique journey full of experiences in our lives and the epiphanies and aha moments that come out of those experiences. And today we got to speak with a Charlotte native, Raphael, and hear a little more of his journey, which is really amazing as a football player, and then kind of finding himself after that. I'm Heather McElroy, a fellow human, mom, friend, sister, daughter, and parent guide and coach. And I work with parents of teens and preteens primarily. And I encourage your feedback and your thoughts. Share with me anything that you'd like to comment on our conversation today, or if you'd like to come and have a conversation with me and be a part of the Humankind video series. Join us again, will you? In the meantime, you can find me at mymomentor.com or at mymomentor on socials. And Raphael, share how people can connect with you.
You can find us on the website, which is www.flawlesscapture.com.